Hey everybody, and welcome to Ball Pit, the only show on the internet that wonders this is the show for August. I guess I don't remember the date.
August 11th.
Oh, okay, August 11th. I didn't remember that.
Do you know what that means?
August 11th?
Yes. Big day.
Is it? I don't think it's anything.
Well, that's where you're wrong, brother. It's Hulk Hogan Day!
What?
Yeah! Yeah! Woo! Here, put this on. Yeah, happy Hulk Hogan Day, everyone.
This is just an old book cover.
Take a put that. Yeah, come on.
So you just invented a holiday based on an old wrestler?
Old! You think you can go and disrespect the Hulkster on his birthday of all days? You better respect the one and only WWE Hall of Famer, 6-time WWF World Heavyweight Champion, 6-time WCW World Heavyweight Champion, the first wrestler to win consecutive Royal Rumbles, and just a sheer spectacle of a man at 6'7" with a bold weight of 302 pounds of American-made greatness. Hulk rules!
But why Hulk Hogan? Aren't there a lot of celebrated wrestlers with, big fan bases and prestige?
Oh, you think his greatness just stays in the ring? Well, you're wrong. Have you ever heard of such many great business adventures like the Hulk Hogan Thunder Mixer?
No.
Or maybe the Hulk Hogan Ultimate Grill?
No.
Well, you had to have had Hogan Energy.
How has anybody?
Well, you haven't had the finer things in life. Okay. You had to hear a cut off his famous album, Hogan Rules.
He's had an album?
A musical album, yeah, with the band.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
What? He's been in movies.
Oh, like what?
Classics. Romeo and Juliet.
Ew.
Gremlins 2, A New Batch.
Ah.
Rocky 3.
I guess that one makes sense.
Yeah, well, he's been in a lot of movies, brother.
Oh, speaking of movies, wasn't there recently like a leaked sex tape of him with another man's wife?
That was filmed without the Hulkster's consent, and then the company that leaked it went bankrupt, so the Hulk's still winning even outside the ring.
Didn't he say a whole bunch of racist things in the tape?
What?
Yeah, like if you go through like the court transcript, it was revealed that like in the video he was just saying just awful, just racist things. Just terribly racist.
Are you serious?
Yeah, go look at go watch the trial.
Oh, I bought all this merch.
I'm sorry.
I had all these activities planned.
That's the way it goes.
I was gonna rip my shirt.
You can still do that.
Okay. Just roll the ad. Oh, we should have checked that.
Well, I guess we're just going to move on to our next segment then, in which we decided we were going to break down the endings to some classic movies.
The Boy Who Cried Wolf just hit theaters, and fans finally got to see their favorite childhood story given the proper big screen treatment. But now that the dust has settled, we still have a few lingering questions about just what went down in the movie. We all know how it started off. A boy shouted to the townspeople that a wolf was attacking. When they all showed up, there was no wolf to be seen. The next day, the boy went and did the same thing again. He cried wolf, the townsfolk came, no wolf in sight. But on the third day, a real wolf finally showed up. But none of the townsfolk answered the boy's cries since no one believed him the third time around. Pretty straightforward, right? But fans have been asking, what happened to the boy after he showed up?
He was eaten.
Oh, But did he really die, though? After all, since we never saw him get eaten, fans are wondering if the boy is going to have an appearance in the sequel.
No.
Well, if he came back as a ghost, he sure could.
No.
Speaking of ghosts, we recently got around to watching the classic movie Ghostbusters. It's a pretty great comedy, we can all agree about that. But we're going to break down 3 dumb things everyone just ignored in this movie. Number 1. Early on in the film, Egon Spengler warns the team not to cross the streams from their proton packs, or else they could risk catastrophic destruction. But at the end of the movie, he suggests that by crossing their streams, they could actually save the day. The science behind this is incredibly suspect, since proton packs...
It's fake. It's not real science.
We know it's a work of fiction. Obviously, the writers took some liberties with the supernatural, but there is some real science grounding...
It's fake.
That's where you're wrong. During the development of the film, special attention was paid to the scientific and supernatural elements of the story.
Sir, what you had there was what we refer to as a focused, non-terminal repeating phantasm, or a Class 5 full-roaming vapor.
Everything was carefully planned out by noted paranormal expert Dan Aykroyd, who
is a crazy person.
Well, Dan Aykroyd certainly has an understanding of otherworldly...
I don't think we will ever have a formal relationship, a formal contact with any alien species out there, especially after 9/11.
Okay. Hold on. Speaking of Dan Aykroyd, remember the Blues Brothers? It was a musical comedy film based on the classic SNL sketch. It stars Dan Aykroyd as well as his fellow SNL alum John Belushi. After watching the movie, we looked through John Belushi's short filmography and it led us to ask the question, why Hollywood won't hire John Belushi anymore?
He's dead. He's been dead for years.
Movies are a thing we all watch. Superheroes, movies, universes. Leave a comment on this video about what you want to see so you can feel like you have creative input over the way we run our channel. See you next time.
Well, wasn't that some enlightening analysis? Now, we did have an entire Hulk-themed ending plan, I'm told, but obviously we don't really want to do that anymore, so instead we're going to take this time to plug our Patreon. Most people usually say, oh, you get some early access stuff or some behind-the-scenes stuff, but we're doing things a little bit differently. Support us on Patreon. Otherwise, Pat won't stop making this noise.